But first, let's talk about what's hot now. Super Bowl 50 is only 4 days away, which means a lot of viewing parties, a lot of betting pools, a lot of drinking, and of course, reviews of the halftime show, which is, remember that I heard it's going to be unbelievable. You know about halftime show because you performed in one right back in 2001.
I did, in Tampa.
Yeah, but it was not all fun and games for you, Lance, from what I understand.
Well, the rehearsal was very bad. So you get one shot to do the rehearsal, and I was in the dressing room. I was just getting my mic on, my ears in.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
I like the frosted
I know.
tips.
I'm bringing back the frosted tips. This I didn't even mean to bring them back. This is just a bad, I got to get my girl into my hair. Anyway, so I was in the dressing room and I heard the music going, and in the hallways out to the field, they had all these fans running out to the stage to surround it. Well, I get caught up in that, and then I miss my cue, my pyro cue, and they blow up the pyro right in front of me. So if I was just 2 seconds earlier, I would have been just burned completely.
Oh, my gosh. That's actually very scary.
It was very, very scary.
But was it amazing when you actually did it after that? Yeah.
It was one of my favorite days of my life. Are you kidding me? To perform with Aerosmith, go back and forth doing song after song, and then no one knew that Britney was going to appear, and Mary J. Blige, and Nelly. Everyone just kind of came out at the
Wait, were they dating at the time still?
They were, they were still together.
Wow.
Yeah, good times. But I can't wait for this weekend because I still don't know if it's going to be that whole medley that I've been predicting.
Right.
I think they're going to bring out a lot of surprises.
Remind everybody again the medley you're predicting?
All the best of the past. I mean, we have some U2. We have we have a Beatle coming out with Justin Timberlake.
Are you going out?
Maybe Janet Jackson.
Maybe you?
No, I'm going to be stuck here, guys. Y'all have me in New York.
Oh, sorry. Oh, so sorry.
I mean, I love being stuck with you guys.
Get away.
All right. Well, we're all psyched. You psyched for the Super Bowl, right? It's fun.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Moving on to something stressful here. How many of you get stressed out by your email? Does it ever stress you out because you're constantly checking it? Or hearing the ding of a new message hitting your inbox? Well, now one of Twitter's co-founders, Evan Williams, is proposing an app that gives you all of your messages just once a day, like going to your mailbox once a day, and that's it.
Yeah.
Could you handle that? Or because you guys...
Yes.
Now, I'm sitting here with my phone right now. I'm a mom. I'm worried that school or someone's going to call. I can't be... But I get nervous without it. And my husband says I have a serious problem. Like, I'm looking at it to look at it, and there's nothing there.
It's too much stress.
I refresh it. Do you guys do this? You refresh?
Oh, that's
right.
sometimes when I'm not getting like those dings, like an email, I think something's broken with my phone because it hasn't gone off.
No Wi-Fi connection.
Something's wrong. Clearly, I need to be getting emails, but it's like it's an addiction.
It is.
Really
I love the
bad.
good old days back in the 90s when we all had to have AOL. You just went home and you would check it like a mailbox.
It's like a voicemail.
I love that.
It's like a voicemail. Like you had to go home and check it.
I stopped with I get messages all the time, and thankfully I have a manager who reads them because I don't want to read them. I don't want to get stressed out.
You don't read any of my emails, too. You don't
I know.
respond?
Yeah.
What's going to stress you out, though?
Just the reading part.
That is so hard, Yams.
I can't do it. I always feel like if you're gonna send an email, it's not that important. If you really need me, you're gonna call me.
Yeah.
I agree.
We have actually some video of the four of you when I'm not around. What you do? Can we just?
Stop it!
You're
Stop it!
Oh, you all need an intervention. You all need
I'm looking at cat videos.
whatever.
I'm looking at nothing because no one's emailing me.
That's my problem.
Lance and I are talking. There was
Well, I
talking.
think we're texting to each other. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing.
That is cruel.
I didn't do that.
You did that.
No. The producers told me they had that video of you, which clearly indicates you all have a problem.
So what are we doing about it? What's the solution?
Down. Is getting dumped ever a good thing? One blogger recently turned her experience into a 3-book deal after she got left by her fiancé just weeks before their wedding. Instead of sitting and crying about it, she decided to travel alone and write about her experiences, using the breakup as, quote, a catalyst for something much bigger and better. And she never was somebody who she was never somebody who traveled and now she's got a 3-book deal out of it, which is pretty.
I mean, I get dumped all the time. I've never gotten a book deal. Never.
Yeah, but
I've gotten some things I had to take a prescription for, but never a book deal. I'm just keeping it real.
But that was right before she was going to get married, and I sort of relate to that because I was engaged one other time before Richard, and we got to, and I just in my heart I felt something was bad about this, I knew. And it was as we were writing our invitations, and I said, I can't do this. I cannot do this, and I called it off.
Yeah, the story.
Yeah.
You had cojones,
Well,
and that's good because you know what? Your life would have been so much different, and you would never had your 3 kids. There's a reason. There's a destiny, and I believe in destiny.
But I'm so glad that I did. I mean, nothing against him, but that was a scary moment.
Am I the only one that goes to weddings and hopes that the bride says no so you can jump in and take her place? I'm like, just no, you don't need him, I need him.
There was a movie where that happened. Do you remember?
Several
what was that?
movies,
My best friend's wedding.
Was that what it was?
No, but you would say to Lily, if Lily in her heart something, you would want your daughter to do the same thing.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
this girl, she was given a favor.
Yeah.
She has a great life ahead of her.
Yeah, exactly.
And oftentimes you feel so much pressure because your families are involved.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
committed
yeah.
so much money. That's the thing. That is not a reason to get married.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're knee deep and you're like walking out, like it takes a brave person to cancel.
It really does.
Exactly.
Because imagine how many marriages happened when they did not want it to go through, and then it probably ended up in divorce.
Yeah.
Oh,
Divorce is much harder.
Way more expensive.
Well, let's say, let's talk about divorce. When you break up with your spouse, do your in-laws necessarily have to become your outlaws? An editorial, I'm hearing some no's there. An editorial in the Washington Post by a woman who divorced her husband 5 years ago argues that her relationship with her ex-husband's mother has only gotten stronger since her split. Yeah, she says, I didn't lose a husband, I gained a mother.
Probably because the mother didn't like him either.
I like this. I don't
like it
understand
too.
why, if the divorce is not acrimonious and you get divorced, like, you're still family, especially if kids are involved. Like, everyone's still part of a family.
Yeah, why do
We're all
you give up a family
Why do you have to
member?
say
Yeah.
you're out? Once the divorce happens, you're out. And I have, things in our family and everything. No one's out.
I don't
Should
even
be
think
out.
it has to do with family. Like, I hit the jackpot when it comes to in-laws. I'm very lucky. I have plenty of friends that did not. But to me, I have a friendship with my mother-in-law that's completely different than our relationship as daughter-in-law. And to me, that friendship is something that I want to keep. Not that I'm getting divorced ever, but I would 100% keep that relationship intact. She's a mentor to me, and most of all, she's a friend.
Yeah.
So regardless
I have the
of
same
family.
relationship with my mother-in-law. We have such a special connection. But I do think that if we ever got divorced, which I hope that will never happen, I think she's so loyal to her son that I think I would not be as close to her anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would hope we would still be close, but I think she'd be so loyal. She'd be like, nope, out.
I think it's
Get
how
out.
it ends.
How it ends, or
How
they
it
want to
ends.
honor,
Yeah.
they were loyal to their son, Michael. She would be loyal to
Well,
Michael.
especially if I did something terrible to him. Yeah, I mean,
Extended
that would be
family
horrifying.
too. My brother-in-law got divorced, and we all adore his wife, his ex-wife now, and she's still a member of the family. We still see her a lot.
Does that ever make it messy at like
It can.
family
I mean, and
gatherings?
I think you have to be very sensitive about the other person because they were the other half of the equation.
Right.
But as long as you can make it work, I agree 100%. Why throw
modern
them
family.
out?
Well, especially if they've been
I
in their
love you.
lives
Oh,
for
I
a
don't
long
love
time.
you now.
Yeah,
Right. So crazy.
It doesn't end like that.
Exactly. Unless it does sometimes. Okay. Do any of you say thank you to your husband when he helps out around the house? Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe you shouldn't do that. A mother on Babbel.com recently wrote about her concern that thanking her husband for watching their son and freeing her up to do other things may be sending the wrong message, because the more you say thank you, the more you may be sending the message that he's doing you a favor instead of just fulfilling his role. Okay, don't. I haven't finished. Okay, instead of fulfilling his role as half of a parenting team. Now you can say no. Okay. Well, but I get where she's coming from. I get that. It's his part. It's his job to be a parent.
Look, I can see that, but you can never say thank you and please enough. I mean, it's just...
I agree.
It's just a nice thing to have a habit of.
Right?
But she says he doesn't say thank you to her when he comes home after a day at work and she's been with his son all day. He never says thank you.
Well, he's just rude.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you get comfortable and everything. Like, I always ask, I am a needy person, so when I make dinner for my husband, I always say, how's dinner? I go, you're welcome.
Oh,
I want, no, it's not passive, but I like it. It is passive.
It is passive.
Okay, now you're siding with my husband, and now I'm going to go home.
Passive. It's
Is that passive?
Yeah.
Guys, I don't like you guys today. No, I just sometimes...
Has he picked up the cue, though?
Yes, he does say
Okay.
thank you, but then he'll say to me, like, you're welcome. Things like, we do that to each other, but I think it's understood.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to say it all the time, but it is appreciated, Lance, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. A surprising new poll found that this is amazing to me. 10% of college grads believe Judge Judy is actually on the U.S. Supreme Court. They actually believe she's on the U.S. Supreme Court. These are college graduates.
I thought it'd be more than that.
Really?
Yes,
that was
yes.
surprising.
No, come
Have you ever
on.
seen like jaywalking? Like most Americans don't know who the Secretary of State is, don't know who the Vice President is.
But
They
Judge
can name
Judy,
Kardashian.
you would think Judge Judy's on the
When you say
Supreme
her
Court.
full name, you know, Judy Scheindlin. You know,
She is
you're like,
the highest paid person on television, the most recognizable. Wherever you turn, we were talking, Liliana, anytime you turn the channel, it's either Judge Judy or a Law and Order.
A Law and Order.
So you're not going to miss
I
it.
wish she was on the Supreme Court. I think she has a lot
Can
of
we all
common
name the
sense
names?
compared to some
Can you
of them.
name the names of everyone on the Supreme Court?
Sotomayor,
Yeah,
Ginsburg.
Tito, Randy, Michael.